he brings his band there, and they do at night instead of just going to his room and resting. He does a full rehearsal. So we see great shows because Filipinos have a tremendous love of music, and they're very, very good. They are the musicians of Asia.
Has there been anyone else who's done anything comparable to what he does with performing in Mandalay after matches and things like that?
Never saw anything like it. Never saw anything like it. Manny is very, very unusual. Never saw a fighter. And I've been in this business 46 years that legitimately has aspirations of a politician and has run for office while he is an active fighter. I've never seen it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bob, can you talk about the path to Marquez, how we arrived at Marquez being the opponent for November 12th?
Well, people have wanted to see this fight. The first two fights, there were a lot of questions. This was the perfect opportunity to get those questions settled.
What do you see as the difference this time around?
I think that Marquez is a smarter fighter now than he even was then. He has brooded on the first two fights, which he narrowly lost the second, and he figures a better way to deal with Pacquiao. And Pacquiao has more experience now and has a right hand. So there's advantages on both sides.
Marquez become more TV-friendly, action-packed fighter probably since he left and now came back to you. You feel this is the makings of an explosive fight?
Marquez is a tremendous counterpuncher. If you put him in with an aggressive fighter, you will get a splendid battle because then he can demonstrate his counterpunching. If you put him in with a defensive guy, you're going to see a boring fight because if you're a counterpuncher, by definition, you need somebody who brings the fight to you.
Have you found in your interactions with the press, fans, etc., that because Marquez didn't do so hot when he moved up, and again, I know you've referenced Styles making fights as it comes, but is this fight a tough sell, do you think?
No, it's an easy sell because the media has to know what they're looking at. People preyed on about weight, that he was. The reason he looked shitty against Mayweather was not because of the weight, but because he's going to, by definition, look shitty against the defensive fighter. Because if you're a counterpuncher and the other guy is a defensive guy, what the hell are you supposed to do? Your whole battle plan goes down the drain. It has nothing to do with weight. It has all to do with style.
What sense of personal fulfillment do you take when you see Manny Pacquiao doing all these commercials? He's actually risen to that top level in terms of crossover appeal under the top-ranked banner.
Well, a lot of people have to be complimented for the popularity of Manny Pacquiao, particularly Manny Pacquiao. But I don't take any particular credit. I think it's been all our team, all Pacquiao's team, that's been responsible for it.
Are you in the camp of believers who think that Mayweather's choice of Ortiz is a prelude to the fight being next with Pacquiao?
I have ceased to read Floyd's mind. I would think the answer to that is probably no. I think he picked Ortiz because looking around at a really sorry lot of guys that he could fight, that Ortiz, coming off the victory over Berto, was probably the best opponent. And I think that the fact that Ortiz was southpaw, and I don't think made a difference. I think if Berto had beaten Ortiz, that Mayweather would have ended up fighting Berto.
With them both being former fighters of the top-ranked stable, can you give your thoughts on that fight? What do you think is going to happen September 17th between Mayweather and Ortiz?
Well,
Roger Fernandez?
I really think Floyd is too experienced and too good at this stage for Ortiz. So I look for Mayweather to be successful in the fight. Ortiz is a good young fighter, but I don't think he's ready to fight Mayweather. But again, funny things happen in boxing.
It's been the year of upsets.
I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I think that, Mayweather can lose if he suddenly becomes old quickly, which I've seen some fighters. But I doubt whether that happens in this fight with Mayweather. I think it's a relatively easy victory for Mayweather. Ortiz lunges when he punches, and that's really made to order.
Any preliminary thoughts on an undercard possibly yet?
Yeah, but we're not going to say anything.
Guys right behind you.
Thanks, Bob.